All right, welcome back to a second episode of this channel, and now we're gonna get talk about the game that's being played on Friday, which is the Chiefs and the Chargers in Brazil. And today we're gonna be digging deep into this matchup. Basically, the Chiefs are coming off a horrendous loss in the Super Bowl, a, hu- a huge blowout where they had a chance to actually become the first team to win three straight Super Bowls. Now, here they are against the Chargers in Brazil, facing off against. Here they are in Brazil, facing off against their biggest division rival, and and to break down, let's just go through some things. The Chargers did have one of the best defenses in the. They did have one of the best defenses in the league so far, and the Chiefs did have a great defense led by Chris Jones, George Karlaftis, and a great entrant McDuffie. The Chiefs' offense needs to get. I think that the Chiefs' offense does have a lot of weapons here with Xavier Worthy, Travis Kelsey, Rasheed Rice is coming back, and Hollywood Brown. And now here they are playing against the Chargers team led by Jim Harbaugh, which was a very physical defense that made the playoffs last year, coming off a huge beatdown against the Houston Texans, and and I think the advantage and the thing is, the wide receivers didn't play that great in that wild card run against Houston. Because Los Angeles, the Chargers, they don't have like a strong wide receiver core like the Vikings, like the Bengals, like the or any other. They don't have, or anything else. You don't have like a guy who's capable of catching the ball or who's capable of catching the ball and type great. He's not a great catcher type. All right. And now the Chiefs got a lot of lockdown corners. You know they got lots of lockdown corners, including Trent McDuffie, Brian Cook, Jalen Watson, Jaden Hicks, Nick Bolton, who's also a linebacker. I think that, and the Chargers they're not that good in the wide receiver class. But Lad McConkey coming off the season he had, I'm pretty sure he's gonna break out. So I think the biggest matchup would be Trent McDuffie against Lad McConkey. McConkey, I potentially see McConkey being the wide receiver one for the Chargers and and moving forward but also the Kansas City Chiefs they've been doing well on the run. They've in the Super Bowl they handled against Saquon Barkley, and that was the same season Barkley rushed for 2,000 yards. Right, so I'm hoping that their run game gets much better with Nick Bolton, Drew Tranquil, and other guys, but because like this team can run the ball, they have Najee Harris, they have rookie Omarion Hampton from North Carolina. They got Naeem Hines and Justin Herbert is a dual threat QB. You know Herbert, he never he didn't throw that many interceptions last season. All right, he's not a guy who throws picks all the time. He's a pretty accurate QB. Um, all right, he's completed 66% of he has a 66 completion percentage last year. uh, Okay, last season he finished the season with with the 23 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Okay, that's not that bad. And he finished with over 101.7 rating, which is pretty good for which is pretty good. Mahomes, on the other hand, last season he's finished with Mahomes has finished with the rating slightly not that great. Okay, Mahomes last season's finished with 26 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and 93.5. In the first couple of games, Mahomes hadn't that as many picks as touchdowns, and and the second half of the season he starts playing much better. No turnovers since until the conference championship game, and then all of a sudden he just starts having the biggest meltdown in his career, which is the Super Bowl. But now, thing is, the thing is, but anyway, going back to our matchup, can the Chargers O line match up against the Chiefs defensive line? Okay, Los Angeles on the okay, we'll go. Okay, we'll see. There. Okay, the Chargers have been sacked total of 44 times. The Chiefs have been sacked 41 times, which is has been sacked 44 times. The Chiefs pass rush, led by Chris Jones, has been have been the Chiefs pass rush has brought them 39 sacks. LA's pass rush has brought them 46, which is which gives the Chargers. But I think that the Kansas City pass rush, their front four is really really good. Chris Jones, he's still a very dominant a player on the front. He's still one of the best defensive players in the league, along with George Karlaftis and a couple other guys. So so in the prediction, I think the Chiefs are gonna win by a couple two or two, one or two touchdowns. Yeah, and they'll win 27-14. It's gonna be a very low scoring game. Kansas City's offense, they don't have like a very strong um wide receiver class, but I'm better. I'm telling you that wide receiver class right there is much better than the Chargers. And plus Xavier Worthy, he had a great Super Bowl, okay, and he could be a potential wide receiver one for the Chiefs. So that could be another wide matchup against Derwin James because he's one of the fastest wide receivers in the league, and and so on. So I think the Chiefs are gonna win by one or two touchdowns.